Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I want to share a special bracelet design with you, and this design is dedicated to my son. So being that this is going online, I asked and did not get his permission to share photos, but I can share the memories attached to each of these charms. And some of these charms I received over 10 years ago, and I've just been slowly adding others throughout the years. Here's a quick overview of the bracelet, and now I'll go through the charms with you one by one. The bracelet I'm using is the traditional barrel clasp, and the first charm on here is mostly placed on here just for a little touch of green, but also to cover the threads at the end of the bracelet. Because I have green on this side, I wanted a little extra touch of green to kind of opposite that. So this is just the green pave charm. And the next charm is the windmill. And this represents that my son is not easily persuaded or influenced. It just kind of steadily, the way the blades turn around, it just reminds me of my son, because my son definitely moves by his own beat. He just steadily makes progress in whatever he does, and that's what this charm represents to me. As you can see, one of the blades of the windmill is a little bit damaged. I received it like this pre-loved. I searched long and hard for this charm because I just felt that it was right for this bracelet. And I'm okay that it's damaged. I don't know, there's something about that that makes it even more endearing for me. And I have since seen this charm in like new condition, but this one is staying put. The next charm on here is called Buddy, I think, or My Buddy, and it's the puppy dangle. And this one represents my son's bond with our dog, and they have a really special bond. My son kind of took it upon himself to take the dog for his daily walks, and sometimes the dog gets more than one walk a day, so very lucky puppy. This next one here is the two-tone t-shirt charm, and I wish it didn't have that kind of frilled collar because that kind of ruins it a little bit. But anyway, it's a t-shirt charm because for about 3 or 4 years, my son decided that he was only going to wear a t-shirt in wintertime. He refused to wear long sleeves. And that 14-karat gold heart in the center of the t-shirt just represents a mother's love. And I was patient. I let that phase pass, and yeah, he survived the winters. This next charm here is the old school present charm. So you can see it's got the little gift wrap bow on the top. There's no CZs. This is the original version. And this is the one that I chose to use on this bracelet. And the reason I use this one is because with the gift box, it just represents that that's my son's love language. He is very generous and thoughtful. He loves giving gifts even more than receiving gifts. This next one here is, guys, do you remember the rock band charms? The Pandora Friends and their little punk rock band? This one is Dino, and Dino is on his keytar, and it's that beautiful green enamel. I'm so happy that Pandora used that green enamel. And he's kind of got a spiked collar and a little bit of chain there, and I don't know, he's a cool dude. So Dino is on this bracelet because there was a neighborhood boy band and they played at my house. So my son was a part of that, and that's how Dino is on here. And then I have a ladybug Murano. And the ladybug is such a nice deep shade of red. And the reason why I use the ladybug Murano is that my son has 2 syllables in his first name. And I used to replace as his nickname the last syllable with the word bug. And so that's why I use the Ladybug Muranos, just because of his nickname. The next on here is the clip. So the clip is called the beveled clip. It's one of my favorite clips that Pandora does, or I think it's retired now. Because on a bracelet design, sometimes if you have a whole bunch of busy patterns or designs, you just want to have like a simple clip. You know, it just really makes the other charms stand out. And I found that really useful in the bevel clip. I just think it really works on all different bracelet designs. And I don't know, there's something about this clip that I really like. So that's the one I'm using. And now in the center of this bracelet, The first charm is the old original turtle, and this one was a gift from my son to me, and it represents his pet turtle. He had a pet turtle growing up, and of course he had to give me this charm to represent his little turtle. And then we come to the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man is on this bracelet to represent my son's love of running. So that is his sport of choice because it combines running and nature. My husband is a hockey player and a runner, and he was really hoping that my son would take up the sport of hockey as well. And he tried it, but it wasn't for him. He's more of a runner. That's where he's found his love of sport there. So he doesn't enter marathons or competitions, but he could. Like, he's a fantastic runner, and he's fast and in great condition. But that's why I have the gingerbread on here, is just to represent his love of running. The next charm is the tree monster. And in addition to running, my son also really enjoys hiking. And when he was younger, we used to take him geocaching, where you would find like the little hidden boxes in the woods. And he really enjoyed that. And he was super good at finding all the geocaches. So this is the tree monster. This next charm here is called Journey, and it's in the center of the bracelet to more represent motherhood. My son is my oldest, and to me, Journey is a perfect charm to represent the journey of motherhood. There's ups, there's downs. You will make it to the other end, right? It just is a continuous flow of ups and downs, and I love this charm. This charm is so meaningful. I love it a lot. And then we come to this dangle here. This is called Home Sweetheart. It was released in autumn 2019. And you've got the wooden grain. Oh, I love this charm. This is one of my favorite dangles, despite Pandora using this boring CZ bail. But it's got the wooden grain with the little mushrooms, and you can see the hinges and the flowers. And then the back of the charm is again more wooden grain with different hinges as well, and even knots. Like, the knots on there are so cool. And if you open this charm up, it says Home Sweetheart, and I had to include this one on my son's bracelet. I didn't know where it was going to go, but it needed to go here just to represent also his love of nature, and he's always dreamed of a cabin in the woods. So I hope that comes true for him one day. This one here is the original dinosaur charm, and I managed to find this one pre-loved and thrilled about it, absolutely thrilled. The girl used to live in Australia, so she purchased it in Australia, and then she, for some reason, decided to part with it, so I did buy it locally. And look at the raised bumps and the texture on this charm, and it just somehow has like a really happy expression. Do you see that? So this charm represents my son having a lot of plastic dinosaurs in his collection. He loved collecting his dinosaurs, setting them all up, and he could name all of the different dinosaurs as well. Then we come to the bevel clip again, and then another one of the Ladybug Muranos. This one, of course, is in the green tone. And then we have this little special dangle. This is the original, I believe it's the original 4-leaf clover. And Pandora's done a lot of different versions of the 4-leaf clover. So this one just represents that I'm lucky to have him. I'm lucky that he's my boy, and also represents his love of nature. He really does enjoy the outdoors. This next charm here is the frog. This is the original frog. I believe Pandora re-released this one as part of the 20th anniversary charms. And this charm reminds me of the African dwarf frogs. My son loves the African dwarf little aquatic frogs, and they're so cute, and they live a long time under proper conditions. And it also just reminds me is, in addition to the dinosaurs, for some reason he was always attracted to the little frogs. He used to have stuffy frogs and little rubber frogs. There's, I don't know, always frogs. This next one here is probably the most recent addition to this bracelet, and I believe this one is Mushu. and it's a bearded dragon is what it represents for me. So we currently have one bearded dragon left. My son used to have two, and his oldest passed away when he was 11 years old. And now this second little guy, he's getting up there in years. And yeah, so this is what Mushu reminds me of, is our bearded dragon. And my son takes really good care and loves this little guy. And then this next charm is the snake dangle. And so this is the one pet I denied my son. He's always loved dinosaurs, frogs, bearded dragons, reptiles, right? And snakes. And he's always wanted a pet snake, but I had to deny him that because I just didn't know if I could go through the feeding process. My daughter had a lot of hamsters, and I don't know, it's just, it wasn't in my comfort zone. Although, you know, I did give him plenty of opportunities to go visit different reptile worlds and hold other people's snakes. And so he did have some moments with snakes, just not as a pet in our house. So this is my bracelet design dedicated to my son. I'm going to be totally honest, I really like the balance of the green and the red on here. Mushu to me is a little bit too bright of a red for what this Ladybug Murano is, and it kind of bothers me when I look at the bracelet this way. However, if I try it on, and I'll do that for you in a moment here, it doesn't bother me because they're separated enough. Here's how the bracelet looks as I'm wearing it. So right in the center is Tree Munster. And then you can see the Muranos on either side. And then here's the back of the bracelet. So like I mentioned, Mushu, I don't know, if something comes up that fits this bracelet a little bit better to represent the bearded dragons that my son has had, I might replace Mushu, but for now, this is where he stays. But this bracelet is really nice to wear. It feels really comfortable, like it's full, but I can kind of fit like 3 fingers underneath. And I believe this is the 7.5 size or the 19 centimeter. And it's really comfortable. It's a relaxed bracelet and I love it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed this bracelet design and sharing the memories with me. And leave me a comment below and let me know if you have a design that's dedicated to somebody special. I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.